Okay. Let's also talk about KC International. That's the other buzzing one, considering they've bagged multiple orders worth 838 crore rupees. Let's chat with Vimal Kejriwal. He's the MD and CEO at KC International, and chat a little bit more about what sort of order pipeline they're currently sitting on. Vimal, hi, good morning. Give us more details on first the T&D orders. What's the execution timeline? What are the margins that you're working for the same?
The execution timeline is roughly around 15 months, and most of these orders are from Power Grid as well as from Sterlite for their PPP order.
Is there any repeat order from either of the three companies expected, or are these just a one-time order that you're getting?
No, PGCIL, if you look at Power Grid, we keep on getting orders from them every month. So this is, I'll not call it a repeat order, but these are regular orders. Sterlite, we have already done 3 orders for them. This is actually our 6th order with Sterlite for their PPP projects.
Are these orders coming at legacy rates, or now new orders are coming at much better negotiated rates?
These orders are all coming at better rates. I'll not say legacy, but general margin on all these orders will be between 8 to 10%. That's been a standard margin on the T&D orders.
The cable space, Mr. Kejriwal, how are the margins out there, and what's the current order book like in that space? Because I see this is a mix of T&D and the cable orders that have come in.
Cables is just 60 crores, less than, let's say, close to 5% of those orders. Cables, since it's a commodity, what happens is that we have orders for roughly 2 to 3 months only. So the order book for cables, I don't have the exact number, it would be roughly around 300 crores or so, as against our total order book of almost 10,600 crores.
So that's a small pocket. Nevertheless, we recently had a guest who came in and shared his big picture idea with us, and amongst the stocks that he preferred, he spoke about companies in the space that you are in, and in particular like KEC as well. He was speaking about how the order inflow is picking up for you as a company. The orders are coming in at a much higher price, and therefore, year on year for the next 3 or 4 years, the revenue and the bottom line growth, according to him, should show a substantial uptick. CAGR growth of 15-20% minimum is what he said. Do you think these are reasonable estimates from your company and from companies in your space?
See, for the current year, we have been talking about a growth of 10 to 15%. And going forward, if you want to take a, let's say, long shot for the next 5 years, we have generally been talking about in the same range between 15 to 20% growth. So the order book is growing, the projects are there in India as well as in Middle East and Africa, and clearly the margins are slightly on the upward side, because a lot of marginal players are out of the market because of various performance issues, working capital issues, etc. So the margins are improving.
The commodity prices have come down decisively. I know you have a pass-through clause. If they go up, they don't affect your margins, and if they go down, they will not have impact on profitability. But what about working capital requirement? What about the aggregate interest saving? In a declining commodity environment, will you benefit?
There are 2 things there. One is, for most of our international orders, we don't have a pass-through. These are fixed price orders. So with the current decline in commodity prices, there would be some positive impact on the margins, not as much as on the Indian orders as on the international orders. Secondly, you are very right that there is an impact on the working capital. The working capital requirements do come down slightly. That's the reason why, when we have been talking earlier, we have been saying our interest cost this year would be close to 3% of our sales, as against 3.6 last year. So we clearly see a positive impact on the working capital on account of the commodity price decline.
What will be the saving? What could be the margin expansion? Ultimately, it just boils down to brass tack, EPS.
Yeah. What we're talking about is roughly 0.5 to 0.6% savings or increase in the margin, which could be close to 30 to 40 crores, which is almost, our equity is 50 crores, so roughly around 80 paisa to 1 rupee.
Okay. congrats on these order wins. Hopefully more come for you, and we look forward to talk to you once again very, very soon. Thanks so much for joining in today, Mr. Kejriwal.
Thank you.
That's Case International, some order wins that have come in at decent enough margins as well as what the management is stating, 2.5% higher in a market like this, and saying that 10-15% for the year and 15-20% overall for the next few years in terms of growth rate is a distinct possibility. Okay. Lower commodity prices are aiding margins for these companies. Let's talk about the commodity markets. They have opened. Manisha Gupta, our commodity